see that elusive 100-mile-per-hour lap? I don't know. Quite a few of the drivers yesterday were shooting for it in the Hardies Heroes, the qualifying sessions for the 10 top qualifiers. To go around here at 160 kilometres an hour or 100 miles an hour is a time of 2 minutes 18.8 seconds. Once upon a time, it was thought to be absolutely beyond the reach of a touring car. But Peter Brock, in practice yesterday, got down to 2 minutes 20.5 seconds. And he muffed it up on one corner and had to go back to first gear to get going again. So we probably saw the 100-mile-an-hour lap slip through Peter Brock's grasp yesterday. Even so, it was enough for him to gain pole position, put himself at the head of the field here in the Hardie-Ferodo, and win for himself a total of $9,250, a lot of money for pole position. Well, maybe you'd like to see how Peter Brock went round so quickly in that 2 minutes 20.5 second lap. Now, for your interest, join Peter Brock in the driving seat and hear him describe what it's like to go around Mount Panorama almost within a whisker of 100 miles an hour average.
Well, I think I got that little corner not too badly, actually. I got out of there in second gear. And as I approached the flag marshal's point there now, she's really screaming, and I've just hit third gear. Now, for this lap only, I've held third gear right up over the crest and down, and you can hear it absolutely screaming at about 7,000. Back to second, and I got this corner right this time. The last time in the wet I didn't quite, but she's really come out of there nicely. At about 6,000 revs in second, using all the road I can. And here's where I've made a giant mistake. Coming in miles too fast. You can see the car running wide and bouncing and leaping, almost hit the wall on the outside, and almost stopped, put it back to first gear. My foot slipped off the brake pedal, as a matter of fact, mainly due to the very, very wet conditions in the pits, and I didn't have time to change my shoes. But from there on in, I really got this lap together fairly well, using all the road and not getting it out of shape. And I can assure you that it was very, very slippery, very treacherous indeed. Had to keep a very tight line through here, through McPhillamy, using all the road on the exit. And now the next bit's the bit where you really make the time up. If you can get over the top of that mountain quickly, using all the road, which it sort of was there, I think. It was looking fairly good, looking at it from here. But had to keep a very tight line through there, that little dipper, and go very close to the fence on the outside. But again, screaming it up in second gear. And you'll notice on the exit of this corner in Forest Elbow, I again ran very wide in the mud and slush, which is very hard to see, and almost hit that edge into the concrete barrier. Up to 7,000 revs down here in second, out of third at 7,000. I won't use those revs during a race. You can see the dust flying up from the back of the car there as I'm going very close to the edge. I always go very close to the left-hand side of the circuit down there to try to stop the wind affecting the car, to try to get maximum revs. In fact, I got about 6,500 revs in top, mainly due to the crosswind upsetting me. And here I braked at around about 350 yards, really stood on the brakes, hauled it back to third, back to second, and threw it into the corner. You can see the inside front wheel just popping a bit of smoke in the air, and coming out a little bit under the cam, but not too bad at all. And, well, it wasn't a bad lap, but I'd say it was about between 1 and 1.5 seconds, a lap slower than if the track was in good condition.
The Mount Panorama circuit in many ways is like America's Indianapolis Motor Speedway. They're both the country's oldest racing circuit, and they both had very humble beginnings. I'm told that Mount Panorama was a dirt road. The Indianapolis Speedway was a dirt track in 1909 when it first opened, and they both have grown in stature and size. But unlike the Indianapolis Speedway, which has a fence all the way around it, the Mount Panorama circuit is a public road, and that makes for great difficulties in organizing a motor competition. And looking around here, I see the logistics of getting the Hardie-Ferodo 1000 underway must be tremendous. I've asked Ivan Stibbard, the organizer of the race, the promoter, to come over and answer a few questions. Ivan, first of all, congratulations on a magnificent job of organization. When do you start putting this thing together every year?
Usually one day after the one's finished, so you get no time at all to rest.
You know, everyone talks about details being very important, and the other day I was impressed that during the lunch break, a truck went out and was delivering hot pies to your workers. I got a kick out of that, and you said there were 30 dozen pies a day up through Saturday, but you didn't tell me what you give on Sunday to your workers.
They just have sandwiches and fruit.
And how many workers are there on Sunday?
About 700 altogether.
And where do you find these workers?
Usually volunteers from Sydney, car clubs, our members, people have been doing it for years. It's difficult to get the final few hundred, but we get quite a number that are regulars.
It's a great cooperative effort. Now, what about safety? I see there's new guardrails up, new fences on the back. There's a lot of physical safety. What about the safety attendants? How many doctors, ambulances, and people of that nature have you on the ground?
We have 5 ambulances on the ground today. We have our normal 2 course doctors, and we have, of course, an ambulance room up the top. We have our medical room down below. So we've got, the facilities are quite good for where we are when you consider that we're so far away and it's only used once a year.
And what about the possibility of fire? How would you combat a fire on the track?
Well, we have fire equipment at every flag point and at every sector point. Is fire equipment. We have 5 fire tenders situated all around the circle. We have 2 standby ones. So we can't say, it's impossible to say you've got sufficient. You've never got sufficient or got enough. But we believe that we've got as much as we can have and cover every point.
Ivan Stibber, do you have any time during the day to watch the race?
After it starts at 10 o'clock, I might just go down and sit, have a cup of coffee and watch the first hour, but then I'll be up again wandering around just to see how things are going.
Well, Ivan Stibber, the man who makes it all happen here, a busy man. Thanks for taking the time off a busy day to come and chat with us.
Thank you, Chris.
Okay, the cars are getting ready to come on the line, and it should be really an interesting Hardie-Ferodo 1000 this year, my first visit, and I'm excited about it.